So the leaking usually happens along the edge of the roof and then along these joints. And I have found if you leaks one section and you patch it up, the water then just runs to another section. That's why I feel the whole roof needs to be painted or waterproofed. So I've been back to the hardware store and they said to use this over these joints, and then I can put the other waterproofing sheet and the paint over it. I was a little bit worried when I drove away because I wasn't sure if maybe he's not as knowledgeable, because it said initially the showers, but it does say that you can put it on the roofs as well. And then just showing you how you paint it on with the waterproofing. I guess you can only try. And then this is what it looks like, yeah. The film on that end. Also just gonna fill that tiny gap in there with this fill. I've used this a number of times, it works quite well. I just couldn't get absolutely everything off it. I mean, I've sanded it down and scraped it as much as I could. initially when the fan started leaking, the roof anyway, um, it was, I guess, shortly after I'd bought the place, and then I had stripped the entire van and then renovated the inside and set it up, which cost quite a bit because I put in a new bathroom and kitchen. So I guess the roof wasn't budgeted for. Um, in retrospect, I should have had a building inspection done, but I bought the caravan at a fairly decent price, so I didn't bother at that stage. It might not have made too much of a difference, or I think it might have given me a little bit more bargaining power. So I had asked my handyman to fix it, and he did some repairs. Lasted for a bit and then started leaking in a different spot. I had contacted about 4 different roofing companies, and none of them work on caravans. So I then ended up getting a quote from the caravan specialist, but that was way too much money. So the plumber that I got that was really good, he recommended a mate of his that's done roofing in the past, and he works as a handyman now, and so he came out again. So he's done the most recent repair to the roof, and I guess to be fair to him, I did ask him just to paint a bitumen layer over the whole roof because I felt like it'll just keep the rain out until I have enough money to do a tropical flower over roof. He had quoted me on that as well, and his quote is half the cost of the initial guy, but it's still quite a lot of money. So I think, to be fair, with the amount of work that it's taken, so it's taken me now 5 days to strip everything back, then do the patching or reinforcement over those strips in the roof, and then to apply the waterproofing. So I initially did the membranes, and then today I've waterproofed the whole area, or painted the whole area. That would have cost way more than what I could have paid someone to do, even with my handyman, where they don't, I guess they're more reasonably priced than a tradesman. So I think what he had originally charged me for was fair enough for the work that he did, even though it hadn't held up. Yeah, I guess also I have been getting frustrated with the owners, thinking that, they sort of didn't clean the roof properly before they did their patches, or but yeah, I mean, they probably also couldn't have afforded to have it properly fixed by a tradesperson, and perhaps if they were elderly themselves or whatever, then or if they had back problems like mine, it would have just been too much effort to try and do it properly. I guess in hindsight, if I could have, I might have thought of saving money till I could get the roof done properly. But yeah, even in saying that, it take ages, and if the roof is leaking, it's leaking, and you have to do something. So yeah, and I mean, if I have to think about, yeah, well, would it have been better in South Africa? I mean, the labor costs in South Africa, if you're doing manual labor type things, is cheaper than here, much cheaper than here. But and maybe if I'd stayed in South Africa, I would have, as a health professional, I would have had enough money by now to buy property of my own. Whereas in Australia at the moment, with the housing market, it's just impossible. Like, if you're a single person, even as a health professional, and having as much work experience as I do, it's just really hard if you're on your own and you don't have sort of intergenerational wealth or whatever, to get into the property market now. Yeah, and I guess in South Africa, if I went back now, I think with the regulations around Black economic empowerment, as a colored person, which refers to mixed race, I probably would find it hard to find work in Cape Town, and maybe would be in a similar situation with being able to afford the cost of living or have a place to live. So Obviously there's my family, but I mean, everyone has their own families. I can't just go squat with my family. So yeah, the caravan here allows me some independence, and it's my own little place. So I'm just doing the best I can to uh, make it look decent and to keep it watertight. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the videos, and thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks, bye.